Hi guys, and welcome to The Colorful Gardener. My name is Josh, and today I want to review the 6 tomato varieties that I grew in my garden this year. If you're new here, go ahead and consider subscribing for more gardening tips and tutorials. Okay guys, this year I am wrapping up the tomatoes. It's beginning the end of August, and that means tomatoes are slowly getting lots of pests, lots of dieback. They aren't usually performing as well due to the heat. They're coming to the end of their life. And I've been growing them for about 3 months now, and I got to see who really shone out in this trial versus the ones who did not do that great. And it was interesting to learn who did really bad and who did really good. I also gave some of these tomatoes to friends and family so I could see how they were doing in their own garden away from mine. And I was a little disappointed. A lot of tomatoes did not do well in their garden. So this isn't supposed to be like a fantastic video that all tomatoes are great. This was I learned that a lot of them weren't that great. So before we go into it, let me just explain what I'm looking for. I'm looking for vigor, I'm looking for taste, and I'm looking for prolificness in these tomatoes. These need to be superstar tomatoes to deal with my heat and humidity. I do not pamper plants whatsoever other than just like, if it's like going through a drought, then I'll water them. Or it's like this morning, tomatoes were getting a really bad stink bug problem, so I sprayed them with neem oil. But other than that, I'm not going to pamper, I'm not going to fertilize them. They have to deal with the soil that they're given and just see what happens. And yeah, so let's go down from the list from bottom 6 all the way to the top 1. And I will also go ahead and just say this before we get into more of them. A lot of these tomatoes I just picked at random. That I saw these. I didn't do a lot of research into what were really good tomato varieties to try in the South, and I just went willy-nilly with it, and that's fine. That's the best way of learning, just making lots of mistakes. And so next year I'm going to definitely choose tomato varieties that do well with heat and humidity. All right, so what I'll do is I'll start from the bottom and go to the top. So number 6 was Mortgage Lifter. I was really excited to see some big tomatoes from this guy. I heard a lot of great reviews about Mortgage Lifter. It was a big slicer. Unfortunately, the tomato bush was very poor growth, lots of dieback. I only got 1 tomato off the 2 tomato plants that I grew. So that was disappointing, and I didn't even get to eat it because it had rotted so fast after I picked it. So that was a disappointment, and that's why it's a number 6, and I will never grow it again. So number 6, Mortgage Lifter. Number 5, Cherokee Purple Tomato. I was really disappointed with this this tomato, because the plant was fine except the fruit. I could never tell when it was ready to pick. Even if it would look like it was ready, it was already really mushy. And I was disappointed because I'd pick it and then it would sit on the counter, and within like 6 hours it was rotted. I was like, what in the world is going on? So both Mortgage Lifter, Cherokee Purple, they came from Southern Seed Exchange, so I won't be buying those again. I'll be definitely looking for other places. I just was really disappointed, and even if I did taste it, I didn't like the taste of Cherokee Purple. It was just like too wet, and like it tasted like a wet napkin in your mouth. It had zero taste to it too. So don't believe all the hype you hear on the internet that Cherokee Purple's the best. I mean, maybe I'll try again in the future, but not next year. So number 5, Cherokee Purple Tomato. Number 4 was Purple Russian Tomato. While it did produce some more tomatoes than the Cherokee Purple and the Mortgage Lifter, the tomato vigor was, the plant and its like leaves and whatnot, it was terrible. It was like, looked like sticks. I thought in the early summer it was going to die. One of them already did die. One of the bushes did die, so that was disappointing. There are some tomatoes on them, but every time I pick them, there's like holes in them from bugs. So that tomato came from Baker's Creek, was offered as free seed, so I gave it a try to include in the trial. Won't be growing this variety again. So number 4 was Purple Russian Tomato. I think I'm saying it right. Oh God. Anyway, okay. Number 3 was Glacier. I was really surprised at Glacier because I thought it was going to be the worst, because it says on the label that it prefers cool temperatures. And I bought that one that tomato on a whim just to see how it would do with our heat and humidity, and it actually has been doing pretty well. It was in the back of the tomato bed to get a little more shade, but it's producing a lot more tomatoes. I'm actually enjoying the taste of them. They're great on sandwiches. Will I grow them again? Probably not, because I just don't think they were up to the standard as the next two tomatoes I'll be talking about. Number 2 was sweet pea currant. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was great for just popping in your mouth. I can definitely see this as a tomato to grow for kids, for education. This is super easy. The vigor and health on it was great. Lots of baby tomatoes. The reason why it's number 2 is because while it has great yields, healthy plant, sweet taste, the tomatoes were just too small to be used for anything. I'd have to like go and pick so many little baby tomatoes to make a sauce out of it, and that is just kind of a hassle. Would I grow it again? For sure. Definitely, again, for kids, for education. Super easy plant to grow. And number one was lemon drop. I was not surprised at all. This plant was very vigorous from the get-go. Super healthy leaves, lots and lots of yellow cherry tomatoes. The reason why it's number 1 is because the cherry tomatoes are bigger than the sweet pea currant, and very few dieback of leaves, very healthy. I will definitely be growing this one again. I'm saving the seeds. I probably won't grow it again next year because I'm gonna be doing the same thing, another trial of different plants. But if I ever wanted to like do 1 year of all the best tomatoes, that will be definitely included. One thing is happening right now with the tomatoes is that they're getting a lot of stink bug. So I went this morning and sprayed some neem oil, and when I try to bite into a cherry tomato, it was very dry. That's because the stink bugs are sucking all of the juice out of the tomatoes. So I went this morning and sprayed some neem oil, and that should take care of it for a while. I am going to go ahead and rip out the Purple Russian, the Mortgage Lifter, and the Purple Cherokee tomatoes just because they just weren't worth growing. So sad. I really was hoping that all of them would do really well this year. I love tomatoes, but there are just so many tomatoes out there to try that if one variety doesn't do well, I can always try another one. And I hope this trial helps you guys pick out tomatoes for southern areas that deal with a lot of heat and humidity. We have a long summer here in South Carolina. So, like I said, I'm gonna do this trial again. If you guys grew a tomato that did really well this year, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking. Right now I'm buying new tomato seeds for next year. I've got a list already. So for example, I read that Black Seaman tomato is really good. San Marzino, Polka, I'll be trying those next year, but I don't want to give away too much. But again, the number 1 tomato was Lemon Drop. I'll put that in the link below. I'll put that in the show notes below and let you guys know, and also the ranking and where I got each seed from, so you guys can avoid the mistakes as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tomato trial. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I grow tomatoes. The way I did it was very successful, so I'll be doing it again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and consider subscribing for more gardening tips and tutorials. Yeah, I'll see you guys later then.